Leading the PDF detachment is Captain Kipler, aided by Primaris Psyker Landau, who knows the psychic barrier and mental fortitude powers along with Smite, and 1st Mechanized Infantry Squad with 1 heavy bolter, with an attached Torox transport, and 1st Infantry Squad with 1 heavy bolter and 1 melt-a-gun, 2nd Infantry Squad with a heavy bolter and 1 melt-a-gun, and 3rd Infantry Squad with a heavy bolter and a melt-a-gun, and 1st Special Weapons Squad with 3 melt-a-guns, and 1 Armored Sentinel with plasma cannon in support. Leading the Death Guard is Malignant Plaguecaster Ublios, with the following psychic powers.
He has the Gift of Contagion, Putrescent Vitality, and of course, Smite.
And the first troop choice for the Death Guard is Squad Anthrax. Second troop choice is Squad Cholera. And the third troop choice is Squad Bile. And 1 spawn as a fast attack choice. Today's mission is the Combat Patrol mission Hard Landing. It has, from the Crusade supplement, Amidst the Ashes mission pack, with a bonus of an additional Marked for Greatness unit for the winner, as well as using the corruption points from and corrupted mind tree that is optional, that comes with this particular mission pack. Our battlefield consists of a captured defense monitor that the Death Guard have crash landed into the city. They've already made a few altercations to it, and they have provided a teleport homer to lock onto to beam down additional reinforcements if need be. Their main force is going to be attempting to escape the wreck and seize critical supplies and exit routes into this settlement on Thrios, including escaping down into the sewers, where they can do all kinds of nergly things. And then they can begin teleporting in reinforcements. The PDF will be attacking, trying to stop them, trap them in the ship, and wipe them out before they can establish a good beachhead. And we have deployment, with the PDF deployed on one side. The Death Guard are inside the crashed ship, waiting to come out. And on the other side, we have more guard waiting to face what's coming. And when we come back, we'll start with turn 1. So the first part of movement saw the squads coming out the one side, advancing on the PDF forces. Meanwhile, on the other side, Spawn has made rapid progress, with the rest of the Death Guard emerging from the ruins to engage Imperial lines. And the first thing the Plaguecaster is going to attempt to cast is Plague of Contagion.
Yep, Gift of Contagion.
Contagion.
Targeting the nearer of the 2 PDF squads on this side.
Okay.
There's a warp charge of 5, with additional effects if you get an 8+.
There's an 8.
Alright, so that unit has its strength reduced by 1, and also its attacks reduced by 1.
So this squad here is now -1 attack and -1 strength.
We'll be following that up with the Putrescent Vitality being cast on that nearby Plague Marine squad.
Okay.
Warp charge of 7 on this. It'll add 1 to the strength and toughness of the unit if it succeeds.
Okay. That's a 9, so that's enough. So, yeah, that is a super souped up Nurgle squad on the move. So now we have The one squad targeting the PDF troops behind the statue over by the spawn. They're about to open fire.
Alright, the weapons that we have available right now to try and shoot at them are a Plague Spewer,
Are you you're in range of the Plague Spear?
It is within 12 inches.
Okay.
It does D6 attacks,
Okay.
of which 3 will be a shot.
Okay. 3.
And those are automatic hit weapons.
Okay. And they do how much damage?
They are a strength 5 weapon, so they'll be going against toughness of 3.
Okay. Wounding on 3s?
Correct.
Okay.
So that is 2 wounds from that.
Is there an AP?
-1.
-1. So 6s to save. No. So 2 of the guardsmen are killed instantly.
There'll be 2 shots from a plasma gun at that squad.
Okay.
And normal setting, of course.
Okay.
That would be 2 hits.
Okay.
They'll be wounding on 2s as a strength 7 to a toughness 3 unit,
Okay.
of which there are 2 wounds.
All right. 2 more drop.
And the final shot from that unit will be the plasma pistol from its champion.
Okay.
That one misses.
All right. And that does it for that squad. Opening up, having killed 4 of the guardsmen. So with that fire cutting down some of the squad, the Primaris Psyker is now out in the open, and the second squad of Death Guard are opening up on them.
Yep. First, we're going to spend a command point on virulent rounds, making both weapons plague weapons.
Okay.
So that will be 10 shots from that unit, as he's within rapid fire range.
However, I'm behind light cover.
Yep. So, hitting on 4s.
Wow, that is a lot of misses.
Yep, but we did have 1 6 to hit, which, due to the sigil of decay in the unit, is an automatic wound.
Okay, so he takes 1 auto wound. He's got 3 left.
And he gets
2
2
more.
more.
2 more wounds. Fails 1 and a 6 is there a negative?
No negative on that.
So he takes another wound. So he has taken 2 wounds. 2 wounds to the Primaris Psyker. He is still alive at this point. And the spawn are going to attempt to charge the guard unit inside the building. He needs a 7. And he gets a 9. So the spawn comes piling in. The guardsmen turn to face him. The spawn comes racking in with 3 rapid attacks off of some truly horrific rolling for his random abilities.
I'll point out at this time the Death Guard are down another command point and still with only 3 attacks.
Alright, and spawn swings first and foremost and scores
He's hitting on 4s. He scores 2 hits.
2 hits and is wounding on at least a 3, if not a 2.
Strength 5 to toughness
3.
2, because he is a contagion carrier.
Oh, yep, the contagion effect, so he'll be wounding on 2s.
Reducing the toughness down to 2 on those DBFs. So we have 2 wounds at AP -2.
AP -2, so 2 of the guardsmen are immediately cut down. And then the guardsmen swing back, and they're going to try to cut down this spawn before it can really do any damage. Hitting on 4s, we have 2 hits. We're needing, your toughness is what, 5?
It is boosted to 6 because of
All right.
grandfather's gift.
So they're going to need 6s to wound, and there are no wounds. So we're down 2. They'll make a quick morale check, but they are good.
They are at leadership -1 because he's a spawn.
Even still with a 2 for your leadership check, it's good. And on to the next fight. And so the Death Guard charge in on the wounded Psyker, and they begin swinging.
Alright. We're going to spend a command point for trench fighters. That
Okay.
gives an extra attack to every model armed with a plague knife. So, that is 3 attacks each for each of the normal Plague Marines,
Okay.
for a grand total of 12 with them. These will be hitting on 3s. Nine hits.
Okay, 9 hits.
And it will be strength 4 to toughness. Normally 3 reduced to 2 due to contagion. So wounding on 2s, plague weapons reroll 1s.
Okay.
Which is fortunate because we had a few of those.
But not enough to make a whole lot of difference. Any AP on this?
-1.
-1, so 6-up saves. How many 6-up saves does he need to make?
7.
7 6-up saves, and he makes 2. However, that's more than enough. And under a flurry of plague knives, the Primaris Psyker goes down. And with the slaughter of the Primaris Psyker, they move on to the objective, the sewer hatch, where they can begin to infiltrate further into the city. So PDF Guardsmen have advanced to meet the Death Guard. The mechanized squad has gotten out of their vehicle to provide enfilading fire, along with their Taurochs, onto the Death Guard advance on the one side. On the other side, the Armored Sentinel and the other squad of PDF troopers are hoping to catch the Death Guard squad on the objective in a crossfire. Meanwhile, the captains move down to encourage the men fighting the spawn, as well as to issue orders to the Guardsman squad. So the first order given is first rank fire, second rank fire, as they open up on the Death Guard squad in front of them. The heavy bolter opens up, scores 2 hits. Your toughness is 5.
Correct.
And we have 1 wound from a heavy bolter. That would normally do 2 damage, but because of your disgustingly resilient, is cut down to 1.
Any AP on that?
Standard heavy bolter, so -1, I believe.
Alright. 4-up save. Made.
Okay. 1, 2, 3 las guns. Add 4 shots each because of first rank fire, second rank fire. Open up, hitting on 4s. And we have, it appears to be 6 hits, about average, and wounding on 5s. And we have 4 wounds to the Death Guard from that.
Alright. For 3+ saves,
Yep,
of which 1 wound is taken.
1 wound is taken, then a las pistol hits and wounds.
But fails to penetrate his armor.
And finally, the melt-a-gun opens up. Hits and wounds. And
AP -4 on Meltgun, I believe.
yep, and it does 3, so 2 damage. So one of the Death Guard squad is cut down. The second order issued is fix bayonets, as the Guardsman squad brings their bayonets in and tries stabbing the spawn down. They managed to hit a whopping 6 times. However, due to the contagion and toughness of the spawn, they only score a single wound with a 6.
5-up save. Fails. So
And
they
the
cause
spawn
a-
takes a single wound. The Armored Sentinel takes aim at the squad in front of it. It'll get with its plasma cannon. It'll fire 2 shots, both of which hit. Hold on a second. And
3s.
1 wound.
Now they'll have a 6-up save as it's AP -3.
Yep, 6-up save, so.
1 more goes down.
And it cuts down yet another of the Death Guard. And here we have another squad. It's about to open up on the Death Guard, advancing out of the ruins. We're within rapid fire range. So, the first thing that opens up is the heavy bolter, Firing 3 shots and missing all 3 shots. The movement obviously throwing them off. And then the melt-a-gun opens up. And it also missed. However, we're going to command point reroll that to a hit and a wound. And then
And how many damage does that melt-a-gun do?
it does. Well, you're within half range, so it's what, D6 plus
2.
2? So 1 plus 2 is 3. It just goes down to 2. So one of them is cut down. And then the rest open up with las gunfire. And they are extremely motivated with the las guns. Needing 5s to wound.
6s.
6s?
The putrescent vitality.
Oh, well, hey, we still got 2 whole wounds with the las guns. So here you go.
2 3-up saves.
2 3-up saves.
And you take down another Plague Marine.
Another Plague Marine goes down. Meanwhile, the next squad in line tries the same trick. The mechanized squad will throw 3 heavy bolter shots, one of which hits and fails to wound. And then it will open up and also begin blasting with the las guns in an effort to bring down the squad. And pretty accurate shooting, however, needing 6s to wound. We have 3 wounds. No AP.
3 more 3-up saves.
Yep.
Of which all 3 are made.
And that does it for that squad. Next up, the Taurox will open up on that same squad, firing 2 autocannons, hitting twice. Strength 7, however, your toughness 6, so 3s. 1 wound. 1 autocannon wound.
Alright. That is AP minus...
AP minus 1 with the autocannon.
Alright.
It's a 2 damage weapon, but because you're disgustingly resilient, it's a 1 damage weapon.
And they take a single damage.
Alright. In the close combat phase, the squad with the bayonets facing the awful spawn continue to swing and hack away at it. However, they're a little tired, and they only manage to hit them 3 times, and they fail to wound against the spawn thanks to the contagion, which leads to the spawn then...
Spawn will be swinging back. First, we determine that he has Razor Claws for this round, which gives him AP minus 4.
Alright.
And that he has a grand total of 5 attacks, making up for the poor showing last turn.
So with 5 attacks and Razor Claws, he swings. He hits a...
3 times on his 4+ to hit.
Okay. And then he...
Strength 5 to toughness 2, being 2s.
2s.
Leads to 3 saves at AP minus 4.
So 3 guardsmen are then killed. They'll need a quick morale check.
At minus 1.
They are still good. And they continue to hold in. Their faith in the Emperor is strong. So we have the Death Guard continuing to leave the ship, advancing on the 1 PDF squad. The other PDF squad is engaged with the Chaos Spawn. Meanwhile, over by the Penitent Pillar, the 3 remaining Death Guard of the squad are confronting the Armored Sentinel. Well, on the other side, the Malignant Plague Caster and the other 3 Death Guard are advancing on the PDF troops, barring their way. Psychic phase, the Malignant Plague Caster proceeds to cast Putrescent Vitality on the squad in front of him.
Correct. And he succeeds at its warp charge of 7.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Holte, but 7's a sacred number. And does it still have that effect where if he rolls a 7 on his psychic test, that he deals a mortal wound to anything nearby?
That is correct. On a 7 or more, if there's a unit within 12 inches, which
There
we're
is.
close enough.
So one of the guardsmen is caught by the psychic backlash and is killed. And then I believe you said you were going to cast yet another spell, or another psychic power.
Indeed, on the other guardsman squad, we'll be casting the Gift of Contagion,
All right.
which is a warp value of 5 with increased effects at 8. We got an 8, so they'll be losing 1 strength and 1 attack until the start of my next psychic phase.
Okay. And with that 8, you also managed to deal another mortal wound.
From the Pestilent Fallout ability.
So as it is, he's breathing contagion everywhere, weakening us and strengthening himself and his squad. Shooting phase, that squad is going to open up on the squad in the ruins. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right, begin firing.
Alright, there'll be 4 bolter shots from that unit since they're within malicious volley range.
Okay,
4 hits. And that is
4,
strength.
2 shots, 4 per bolter. There are 2 bolters there, are there not?
Correct.
So wouldn't that be 8 shots?
It does not double the. It's doesn't double it. That was the old rules.
Okay, so 4 shots. Okay.
Those will be wounding on freeze.
Okay.
So there'll be 3 saves that need to be made.
Okay, 3 armor saves. Failed 2. So 2 of the guardsmen are then removed.
And the Malignant Plaguecaster will also be shooting a bolt pistol at that unit,
Okay.
but he misses.
All right, and that concludes shooting over here. So, Death Guard are going to open up on the. Both squads are going to open up on the PDF squad by the collapsed statue, with the exception of the plasma gun, which is going to try a long range shot and a little bit towards the armored sentinel. However, let's get that bolter fire out of the way first. So you're in rapid fire range.
Alright, from the nearer of the 2 squads, the one that's down to 3 members,
The one on the currently on the objective.
there are 6 shots hitting on 3s,
4 hits.
wounding on 3s.
All wound. There's no AP, correct?
There is no AP.
So 5 up saves. However, not a single one makes it, which sees 4 members of the squad, leaving just the sergeant and the melta-gunner alive. And then the other squad opens up.
Indeed, it's going to start with its Plague Skewer. Heavy D6 weapon, that's getting 4 shots. It does not need to make an attack to hit, so we'll go straight to wounds.
Okay.
Strength 5 to toughness 3 will be 3s. And it is a plague weapon, which still fails to.
So 3 wounds. And all 3. That sees that squad wiped. And then you're opening fire with a plasma gun against the armored sentinel near the penitent pillar.
That is correct.
Okay, single
and we're
shot.
going to overcharge this gun for the single shot.
Okay, you're overcharging.
That is correct. So 3 to hit. A 5 will hit. That
It's
is
toughness 6 versus a strength 7 or a strength 8.
8 when overcharged.
So it'll be a 3 to wound.
That is a 4, so it wounds.
Okay, and
AP minus 3 for the Sentinel's save.
so it'll be a 6 up save since it's an armored sentinel, with a 1 failing. It'll take 2 points of damage,
That is correct.
and it's down to 4 wounds left. And I believe that concludes the shooting phase. So you're declaring a charge here, correct?
Correct.
I'm spending a command point. They are going to go to grenadiers. They are all going to throw grenades. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys left. And they throw grenades. Wow. Obviously, the arms factory was not up to snuff. With 4 ones, so that's 4, 7, 8, 9, and 9, 18 total shots from the grenades. Hitting on 6s, 1 hit, 2, 3, 4 hits with grenades. Wounding on 5s.
6s, I believe. They are strength
3
grenades, correct?
Strength 3.
Yep, toughness 6.
Oh, that's right, your vitality. So 1 wound. My apologies.
Any AP on those grenades?
None whatsoever.
It is saved by his armor.
And do you make your 3 or 2 inch charge? Yep, with ease. And in comes the Death Guard, intent on slaughter. Go ahead and swing.
Alright. So we are going to spend 2 command points on a fun ability of the Death Cards, a stratagem.
Okay, spending 2 points for which stratagem?
The stratagem of choice is Haze of Corruption.
Alright.
So any damage they do over killing a model carries over to other models than their target.
Alright, so any extra damage carries over to other models in the unit. So, that pretty much wipes you out of command points.
That leaves us sitting at 1 for the round.
Okay.
Since we got 1 back. So,
Go ahead and make your attacks.
we'll start with the Great Plague Cleaver in that unit.
Great Plague Cleaver swings first.
Yep. It is hitting on 4s as it has a negative to hit.
Okay.
And only 1 hit.
1 hit.
It, however, will be wounding on 2s. Rerolling 1 due to Plague Weapon. It wounds, that is AP minus 3 on it.
So it wounds, cuts through, and does
D6 damage for 1.
1 damage. Wow. That cleaver definitely not quite the terror weapon it normally is. Alright, and then the other 2.
From the normal guardsman there, or sorry, Plague Marine there on your guardsman.
Other Plague Marine swing.
He has 2 hits. And strength 4 to toughness 2 since you're within contagion range.
Yep, 4 to 2 because of contagion means they wound on 2, so 2 wounds.
AP minus 1.
And 2 more guardsmen go down. However, they are going to swing back.
We still have the champion in that squad.
Oh, okay.
He is the final guy in that unit remaining. And he has his sword.
Using a sword, he hits 3 times.
Wounds 3 times. And that is AP minus 1 as well.
Okay. And cuts down another 3.
Only 1 damage on that sword.
So 3 more drop. They swing back. The sergeant with his chainsword and the lone melt-a-gunner. 1 hit. Does not wound. They lost 8 guys. They actually, yep, they fail. So 1 is killed there. And yep, the other one just manages to stay put and does not disappear. So the sergeant's still there. And it's starting to look a little grim. Over by the penitent pillar, the Death Guard charged the armored sentinel, which is down to 4 wounds. The power fist, I take it is swinging first. just to kind of speed the process up.
That is correct. We'll have 3 attacks with the Power Fist, hitting on 3s.
Okay. All 3 hit.
That is strength 8 to toughness 6, so wounding on 3s.
3s to wound. We got 1 wound at minus
3.
and it goes through and does
2 damage.
so. There's only 2 damage left on the armored sentinel, and then the other guys swing with their plague knives, and
They have 6 attacks, hitting on 3s as well.
4 additional hits with the plague knives as they start cutting cables and trying to wrench that in, and
1.
1 wound. And it goes through, manages to cut a cable. Now, the armored sentinel, badly damaged as it is, has 1 attack that it makes back and missed. However, that combat is now ongoing. And the other squad charges the company commander of the PDF, who valiantly stands firm and stands ready to defend against it as you swing.
We'll start off with the Plague Champion, armed with his Power Fist.
Okay.
He misses 1 of his 3 attacks,
Okay.
but wounds with the other 2 swings.
All right.
So that will have to be an invuln save due to its AP. 5+ invuln saves for you.
Yep. Made 1. So the captain manages to take.
Took 2 wounds,
Okay.
bringing him down to 2 as well.
He's got 2 wounds left. He's still trying to hold firm in the face of all these plague knives and blades and the dark champion while he's fighting beneath a statue of an imperial saint, hoping against hope that he can hold out and fend off the invaders.
It feels like hope will die as the remaining 4 Plague Marines pull a Caesar moment on it with their knives.
Pulling a Caesar moment, they pull the knives out. E2 Disgusti.
Well, he gets an attempt at 3 saves with his refractory field.
He's going to need it. And he rolls, and
Succeeds at 1 of the 3.
so with that, he is carved apart by the Plague Marines. Meanwhile, with the spawn running loose, the guardsmen, we're going to spend the command points to interrupt so that we can try to bring the spawn down before it carves bloody ruin into the squad. However, with a 1, a 1, a 1, a 2, a 2, a 1, and a 2, or actually 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, we just fail utterly. They're just distraught and distracted. The spawn's horrifying aura causing them to miss all their attacks. And then the diseased beast swings back with
Evolving its grasping pseudopods this time around. It gets 3d3 attacks, coming in at a whopping 7.
7 attacks coming back in at the poor squad as the thing reaches out for them. Its hunger is just ferocious and ugly.
It does only hit 3.
Only 3.
Strength 5 to their toughness 2.
2 because of contagion, yep.
Pl-
No plague weapon.
No plague on that. Nope.
So only 1 of them. The statue of the Emperor is obviously a factor, and they are going to hold. However, they are -1 leadership because of the spawn's ability,
It's Fiora.
and that would be a failure. So another one just can't take it and tries to run away, is cut down. The other 3 are fine. And thus ends the first part of turn. Combat continues to rage on the one side, while on the other side, the one squad moves, mechanized squad moves up through the ruins, while the lone sergeant flees, and the special weapons squad moves up to engage. All right. The special weapons squad, the las guns open up and score 5 hits. You're still extra putrescent, correct?
Yep.
So 1 wound.
Save.
We have 2 melted gun hits. 1 wound. -4.
Mm-hmm.
And it does 3 wounds, so 2 wounds. So 1 is cut down by melted gun fire. However, we're going to re-roll one of those to wound rolls. So 2 go through. And yet another 2 plus the close range. So 2 of them are cut down.
Leaving the champion remaining.
The champion, however, is then going to be targeted. The guardsman squad sees the champion and opens up. First with the heavy bolter, scoring 2 hits. And 2 wounds. And then the las guns open up. The las guns open fire. So you have 1 heavy bolter, or one heavy bolter. Yeah, because I can't remember what I just said.
2 wounds, 1 save was made, so he's down to 1 wound remaining.
1 wound remaining, okay. And then rolling to wound with the las guns. We have 1 las gun wound.
That gets through.
All right, and he is then cut down by the mechanized squad. Not to be outdone, the malignant plague caster is then targeted by the Taurox, which fires its autocannons at him. And obviously the cloud of fumes around him really obscured his vision, so with only 1 autocannon hit and wounded,
fails the save.
so it normally would take 2 damage. However, he is disgustingly resilient and blessed by dark god, so he is only taking a single wound. Over here by the penitent pillar, the armored sentinel with its last remaining wound will attempt to fire into close combat. 2 shots with its plasma cannon, normally hitting on 4s. However, because of it being engaged, it'll be hitting on 5s. Obviously, it's enough to throw it off. They cut a cooling line, the weapon began to overheat, and he had to shut down the plasma gun instantly. The mechanized squad will charge the malignant plague caster in an effort to try to cut him down before he can cause any more problems. So 9 total attacks going in. And they are motivated. The Emperor is with us. That is their rallying cry. They know the Emperor is with them. As they hit him multiple times. And with 2 6s, although I think I wounded on 5s versus him, we score 2 wounds. No AP. And
Swing back.
yep, did the wounds go through or were they blocked?
Blocked.
Blocked by its armor. The malignant plague caster then gets to swing back.
Alright, he has 4 attacks with his corrupted staff.
4 attacks with the staff of ickiness.
Hitting on 3s. All 4 of those hit.
Okay.
Strength 7 with it to toughness 2s due to the contagion range.
Okay. Wounding on 2s.
Plague weapon, rerolling 1s, gives us 4 total wounds at AP -1.
So 4 6-up saves. Fails 4. So 4 of the guardsmen, the heavy weapon team, and 2 of the others are cut down.
We're going to take this opportunity to spend a single command point, our last remaining command point at the moment, on a stratagem.
So you're spending your last command point now on a stratagem.
Correct. We'll be spending it on befouled incubators. When a Death Guard character kills models until the end of in the fight phase, until the end of the phase, each time an enemy model is destroyed by an attack made by that model, roll a d6. On a 3+, that model's unit suffers 1 mortal wound after the model has resolved all the attacks to a maximum of 3 mortal wounds.
Okay, so roll for the 4 wounds you did. On a 3-up, you do mortal wounds in addition
Correct.
to this unit. So go ahead, roll.
So we have 1 mortal wound being done to the squad.
So 1 more is cut down. And leadership is good. They like it. They are not about to run. They still believe they can. Over here, the armored sentinel attacks, scoring a hit. And just guts it. And that is the end of the armored sentinel. And so viewers to the city. Meanwhile, against the foul spawn, the guardsmen swing, hitting twice, wounding once. Unfortunately, there's no AP on it, but He cannot take any more. And the foul beast is on the loose and making its way towards the supplies needed to sustain a Death Guard assault through the city. The Death Guard secure the entrance to the PDF forces from overrunning the ship. All right, in the psychic phase.
Our Malignant Plaguecaster is going to start off by trying to cast Smite.
All right, here comes Smite.
We'll spend our renewed command points since it's the start of our turn again.
Yep, so, one again. So 3 fails to go off. All right.
In that case, we are going to attempt to cast upon ourselves with our other psychic ability for the turn, Putrescent Vitality.
All right, trying to make yourself a little tougher. Again, a 3. Fails. His psychic phase fails. We go right into the fight phase. Since no shooting. I believe you have a pistol.
Yes, we do have a pistol. 1 bolt pistol shot.
Hits. I believe that will wound on a 3. Yep, because of the thing. And yeah, 6 up will make the save. So, going right to the fight phase. It is angry, and it is proceeding. I believe you're going to swing first.
Indeed. 4 attacks, hitting on 3s.
All right.
3 hits.
Okay. Wounding on 2s. 2s to wound. Because of contagion and the like. It is a plague weapon, so reroll that 1. So 3 wounds.
At -1.
At -1. So 6 up saves. Makes 1. So the sergeant, still there. He proceeds to swing back. He lunges forward and begins pistol whipping you. Hits you once with the pistol, but you can even see it bouncing right off the armor. To no effect whatsoever. Lost 2 of his guys and fails. And that is it. That is too much for him. He breaks and runs and is gone. So the Taurox races then up to begin to pour fire onto anything moving inside the ship, while the Special Weapons Squad prepares to deal with the Malignant Plaguecaster. And up against the Malignant Plaguecaster, the Special Weapons Squad fires 3 Meltaguns, hits twice, wounds twice.
Any AP on that?
AP on a Meltagun is
-4.
-4. But you're going to probably use your invuln.
Actually, unfortunately for me, I don't have one.
The Malignant Plaguecaster does not have an invuln. Okay.
Nope.
So, he will take 8 plus the bonuses. Yeah, he is just gone. They vaporize him.
We have a chance. How many, let's see, 2 hits you said altogether?
Yes.
Let me just check and make sure it's on hit and not on damage for my Revoltingly Resilient
So
Warlord trait.
So one would have dealt 4 damage, and the other would have dealt with 2, 7. So with your thing, it would have been 6 and 3. But he had already taken a wound, hadn't he?
Yeah, it's already down 1 wound, so he only has 3 to give.
Okay.
So on the first time he would have lost the wound.
Okay.
He succeeds on
Okay.
his 5-up save. Does he succeed on the other and live? Yeah.
You can't hear it.
It looks like he made his other 5+ save.
Where is he getting this 5-up save?
That is his warlord trait. Revoltingly resilient.
So he has revoltingly resilient as a warlord trait, which is giving him a 5-up save versus those 2 hits. So I didn't have to roll damage. So okay. So for anyone watching, he should have rolled the 5-up resilient, which he made both of them. Which then leaves the other guys opening up with las guns, scoring 2 hits and wounding him once. To deal.
Normal AP.
Yep.
He makes his save on the normal AP.
Alright, and then finally the autocannon from the Torox is going to open up through the ruins at the Death Guard squad, advancing into the ship ruins. Yeah, it hits twice with the -1 because he is firing through heavy cover and the like. Sorry, hits twice and fails to wound. So the Death Guard squad takes up running behind the spawn through the ship, advancing, trying to reach the Torox and prevent any Imperial forces from getting inside the ship. Meanwhile, the malignant Plaguecaster squares off with the Guardsman Special Weapons Squad in the psychic phase. And what powers are you going to use and manifest?
We're going to start off by attempting to see if we can cast Smite this time around.
Smite. That is a 4, not enough. Are you going to re-roll, however, using your command dice?
I think not.
Okay.
We're going to try to get Putrescent Vitality upon ourselves.
Okay.
That one does succeed, giving us an additional strength and toughness on the Malignant Plaguecaster.
However, with the fumes of the chaos and Nurgle about you, part of it blows back on the squad, and despite their gas mass, is enough to inflict a mortal wound. So, on to the shooting phase. The squads in the ship can't shoot, they advance. However, Mr. Plaguecaster, I believe, has a bolt pistol.
That would be correct. He fires a single shot.
Hits. Fails to wound, however.
You're within contagion range.
Oh, yep, that contagion range comes through again. And, yep, another Guardsman is gunned down. Are you going to attempt to charge?
That will be what we're going to do. The Plaguecaster.
I'm going to spend a command point right off the bat. The Special Weapons Squad is going to unload on you. First up, the lone remaining las gun fires twice. Misses both times with their Overwatch. However, here come the Melta-Guns. And no hits. However, we're going to spend a point to command reroll. Still no hits. So, does he make his 2-inch charge, or roughly therein?
He exceeds it
By quite a bit. And in he is with the poor Guardsmen. The Guardsmen are going to fight furiously. However, you swing first with your staff and your extra vitality and smoke and fumes about you.
for 3 hits.
Okay.
Wounding on 2s.
And 3 of them are instantly cut down, leaving only a lone Melta-Gunner to swing back. And he decides to club you, hits you, does not wound. However, he lost 5 of his guys, and it's just too much for him. He turns to flee, and you cut him down. And at that point, the lone Taurox realizes the situation is pretty much hopeless. And so, at the start of the Imperial turn, it's going to attempt to withdraw. So, with the ship secured and exit routes secured, the Death Guard began using the teleport homer to pretty much launch zombies into the ship because, well, if poxwalkers get fused and killed, it doesn't really matter. Plus, by using the warp transmitting via teleport, they were also able to bring forth demons onto the planet surface. And so they continued to summon in poxwalkers and demons to reinforce the slight foothold that the Death Guard had gained in the city, and were thus able to unleash terror on the general population.